You got to slow down because you're talking so fast. I can't understand you. I keep hearing all time, but that's all I'm getting.
You got to prove that you got power of attorney law over me. I'll have to sue the courthouse for 100-fold.
Mr. Goodman, I don't have to prove a damn thing to you, sir. If you're here on the
you got to prove that you got power of attorney law over me. My name is not those capital letters, so I'm an Israelite from the 12 tribes. So what I'm saying is I'm representing myself. That's all that needs to be said. I'm a human being. I'm a living man. I'm a living being. I'm not no cargo. I'm not none of that.
Unless you are a price on a can of beans, we don't need a barcode.
All right, guys. Today's clip is an absolute banger. Judge Oakley is back, and once again, he's not taking a single ounce of nonsense from a sovereign citizen. I genuinely think Oakley handles these guys better than any other judge out there. This time, the guy's in court for allegedly assaulting his girlfriend. And of course, he's spewing the same recycled sovereign citizen garbage we've all heard 100 times. When will they ever learn? I'm not holding my breath. But as you're watching, drop your guesses in the comments. What do you think this guy's IQ is? Because I've got my own theory, and let's just say, it's not Mensa material. Let's dive into this wild hearing.
Well, Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Goodman. Mr. Goodman asked me to tell you that the prosecutor in this case has no power of attorney over him. He's an Israelite. There's no grounds under the bar code this matter should be dismissed. I believe he may want to represent himself. You may ask for some clarification if you talk to Mr. Goodman, but that's what he told me to tell you.
Thank you. Mr. Goodman, are you requesting that you represent yourself on this matter? You're muted, Mr. Goodman.
What I'm saying is nobody has power of attorney law over me through the barcode. I'm the beneficiary. My name is not those capital letters, so I'm an Israelite from the 12 tribes. So what I'm saying is I'm representing myself. That's all that needs to be said, because that's what the law is. I got common law jurisdiction. It's a non-violent crime. So I push for it to be dismissed under the barcode.
Well, it's not going to be dismissed today. So simple question. Are you representing yourself from this point forward? Yes or no?
Yes, I'm counseling myself.
All right. Mr. Bowditch, you're out. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I said, are you planning on filing a motion, or would you like to set this case for trial?
I'm planning on filing a motion to dismissal because there's no grounds or no standing over my case, because nobody has power of attorney law to hear me, to even take this process even further. You got to prove that first. You got to prove that you got power of attorney law over me to hear this matter. Okay, I'm an Israelite.
But you don't know what you're talking about.
I do know what I'm talking about. You don't have power of attorney law. The prosecutor don't have power of attorney law. You don't have power of attorney law. It's under the barcode.
Mr. Goodman, please do not interrupt me. I'm trying to be polite.
Okay, it's under the barcode, though. This is what you signed up to do. You're a public servant. So
right, unless you are a price on a can of beans, we don't need a barcode.
Yes, I am. I'm a human being. I'm not a deity. I'm a human being. I'm a living man. I'm a living being. I'm not no cargo. I'm not none of that. It's under the barcode. This is the real law.
Come here.
No standing or no ground.
Mr. Goodman, I'm going to give you a date for your motion.
I'm only here to praise God.
Pardon me?
I want all my rights intact to me at all times. Do you agree?
Oh, so now this guy wants all of his rights respected, even the made-up ones, like the so-called right to drive without a license. That's just not how any of this works. Driving is a privilege, not a right. It's literally one of the most basic legal facts out there. But here's where it gets even more ridiculous. He suddenly claims to be an Israelite. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but this feels like a last-ditch effort to dodge being labeled as a sovereign citizen. And let's be real. These sovereign citizens have already been classified as a domestic terrorist group in the US. So now, magically, he's got a brand new identity? That timing's a little too perfect. Personally, it looks like he's just scrambling to avoid the fallout from the nonsense he's spewing. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Are you buying it? Let's jump back in.
I can't understand what you're saying. I think you're too close to your mic.
I want all my rights intact to me at all times. Do you agree?
I can't understand you, so no, I don't agree. I hear you're something
okay,
all the time.
I want all my rights intact to me at all times. I want all my rights intact to me at all times.
All right, I can't understand you.
Okay.
Are you still living on border? Are you still living on Border? Mr. Goodman, are you still living on Border?
Ashley, keep yourself muted, please. Your child keeps crying. Thank you.
No, I live somewhere else. I moved.
All right. Can you give me that address, please?
I stay at hotel rooms from time to time because I don't have no house right now. So I've been staying in hotel rooms.
Geographically, where are you at today?
Detroit, Michigan.
All right. So my next pretrial date is when, Heather?
It is March 8th.
All right. So Mr. Goodman, I'm going to give you a date on March 8th to file a motion. You file a motion, we'll hear it on March 8th. That's going to be in person.
Motion for dismissal?
Whatever you want to file a motion. You said you wanted to file a motion. So I'm giving you a hearing date for your motion.
What time?
We'll schedule that at 10 a.m. and this is going to be live. No Zoom.
All right.
I'm having trouble
All right.
with
I want all my rights to text me all the time. I'm only here to threaten confusion. I just want all my rights and text me all the times. And everybody just got to prove that they got power of attorney law.
You got to slow down because you're talking so fast I can't understand you. I keep hearing all time, but that's all I'm getting. Okay,
what I'm saying is for the dismissal, I'm about to put it in today. You got to prove that you got power of attorney law over me. I'm going to have to sue the courthouse for 100-fold.
Mr. Goodman, I don't have to prove a damn thing to you, sir. If you're here on the
you got to prove that you got power of attorney law over me. You don't have power. I don't care what you're talking about.
Attorney over you, Mr. Goodman.
Yes, you do. You need power of attorney law to talk to me. You ain't got no ground. You ain't no standing. You ain't got no ground to understand it. I got the affidavit of truth right here. I got authenticate birth certificate. I got a letter of intent over here right now. I broke all my contracts with the government. I'm not those capital letters. I'm with the 12 tribes of Israel. My name is Israel. I'm an Israelite. I'm with the 12 tribes of Israel. You don't got no power of attorney law over me. I'm pushing for dismissal. I'm suing your courthouse for 100-fold.
Here we go again. Another sovereign citizen threatening to sue the court for $100,000. Like that's ever worked for anyone. Newsflash. You can't sue a judge for doing their job. It's called judicial immunity, and it exists specifically to block nonsense like this. So every time one of these clowns pulls the, "I'm suing you" routine, it's just a giant waste of everyone's time. But what really gets me is how these same people commit actual crimes, then act totally shocked when they get arrested. It's like we're watching the decline of basic intelligence in real time. Honestly, it's terrifying how low the bar has gotten. And don't go anywhere, because up next, we're heading into his next hearing, where he's locked up because, shocker, he skipped his own court date.
Try it again, counsel. I'm sorry.
Good morning, Your Honor. Patricia Mandrack for the people, P84088.
All right. And Mr. Goodman, can you hear us okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. And Ms. Murphy, what are we doing on these files?
Judge, it's my understanding that Mr. Goodman has an appointment at the Forensic Center on January 31st. As Your Honor knows, he has pending cases in Frank Murphy. He went before Judge Michael Callahan yesterday. He was, his bond was reinstated with a tether. I believe Your Honor has put a 250, 10% bond on Mr. Goodman. You know, Your Honor, that I'm going to ask you to reduce that bond to something affordable.
All right, so I've got two files. One file's got that 250, 10% with a GPS tether. That would be the February 5, 2022 incident date. And then the other file, which is the misdemeanor file from May 10, 2019, he's just on a personal on that one with a GPS tether.
Right, and you know, Your Honor, that I don't represent him on the DV.
Right, right. But he finally does have a date for a forensic exam?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, all right. So you just want to adjourn the PCC?
Yes, Judge. And ask for a reduction in bond.
Thank you. And Mr. Goodman, have you talked to an attorney on the domestic violence case, or are you representing yourself on that one?
I have nobody to represent me. I think it was Lanford or something was supposed to be my attorney. I'm not sure how it went south.
Okay. All right, counsel, go ahead and make your bond argument. But before you do, just so we're all on the same page, My notes say it's 25,000, 10%, no contact with complaining victim, and GPS tether. Is that your understanding?
So Judge, I thought it was 250,000, 10%,
It is. I don't know
25,000.
what I just said, but
Oh,
my file says 250. Well, yeah, 250,000, 10%. Correct.
so Judge, I mean, obviously that's unaffordable. Mr. Goodman is not a man of,
Who could have guessed? Just one look at this guy and you'd bet his entire life savings is about $2 and a stale Tootsie Roll. And of course, it's no surprise the public defenders want nothing to do with him. Now keep in mind, public defenders are legally required to represent people who can't afford a lawyer. But even they can step away if the client is impossible to work with or there's a serious conflict. So when even court-appointed attorneys are saying, "Yeah, I'm out," you know this guy's a walking disaster. And let's not forget, this isn't just some traffic infraction. He's facing a domestic violence charge for allegedly assaulting his girlfriend. That's a real crime with real consequences. No amount of sovereign citizen gibberish is getting him out of that. So yeah, evil, delusional, and completely unhinged. Let's get back to the madness.
and his significant other just acquired new housing, Your Honor. They have a baby. Mr. Goodman needs to be there to assist with childcare responsibilities because both of them were working before Mr. Goodman was taken into custody. I know we've had some issues, Your Honor, with appearing in court. Mr. Goodman has had transportation issues with respect to getting to the forensic center, and that was his issue, Judge. The tether violation was simply a malfunction of equipment. So I would ask Your Honor to, and since they do not have means, Your Honor, I would ask Your Honor to reduce I'm asking Your Honor for a personal with the tether.
Response.
Um,
And counsel, you don't have to jump up to talk to me. I know it's instinctive, but it's okay if you don't.
Thank you, Your Honor. It is instinctive. Your Honor, in this case, he is before us for a misdemeanor DV. I understand he does have some pending felonies. I understand he's on a GPS tether for the felonies. I believe at this time, the most important thing is that he remain on, or that if he is released, he remains on a GPS tether. So in this case, I would not object to a personal bond.
All right. Ms. Murphy, unfortunately, this is one of those situations where I don't care what the parties think, because I've got a long history. This building's got a long history with Mr. Goodman not showing up in court. So I set the bond for that reason. I'm keeping the bond as it is for that reason.
I seriously love Judge Oakley, guys. You can just tell he's a genuinely solid guy who refuses to entertain any of the nonsense. Even when both parties agreed to let this clown walk, Judge Oakley shut it down. He saw straight through the act and hit the guy with a much-needed dose of reality. And honestly, that's what a good judge should do. Wild hearing, this time with Judge Boyd. Things heat up fast when a young defendant decides it's a great idea to backtalk the bench. He's got the swagger, the slang, the attitude, and none of it's working. Let's dive in and see how badly this one crashes.
All right, why were you late for court?
I really don't got any excuse. Besides, I got insomnia.
I'm sorry, what?
I really don't got any excuse, but I got insomnia.
He overslept, Judge. That's what he's saying.
All right, so here's the thing. You need to be on time for court. Otherwise, you know what's going to end up happening? Whether you're 20 or 18, guess what? We'll make sure that you come on time. If you're not on time, we'll know where you are. You know how we'll know that?
Got my address.
I'm sorry, what?
I said, y'all got my address.
No, because you'll be in Orange and we'll bring you over from the jail. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
How far did you go in school?
In school?
Yes.
To 10th grade.
All right, why did you only go to the 10th grade?
I dropped out
Why?
because there was like a lot of drama.
All right, so let me explain to you about drama. Drama is you coming before the court and not addressing the court properly. Drama is using slang and not proper English coming before the court. So my advice is you probably want to get your GED so that you can get a job, because now it is hard to get good employment without at least a high school diploma. And even if you have a high school diploma, it's still hard. Guess what? People who go to college, and I'm not talking to people who go to college and they're getting a degree in philosophy, finding a job. I mean, people who are going to college, getting a degree in engineering, biology, they're all having a hard time finding employment. So you come along and you don't even have a 10th grade education and you're trying to get employment, it does not look good. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you employed?
I was employed.
So that's a no, right? You're not working?
No, ma'am.
So that means that your mom or somebody is supporting you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So when you come back here on the 27th, you're going to come on time and you're going to address the court properly. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Maybe excuse?
Yes. Once you sign the reset form.
I had to include that last clip, because honestly, it blows my mind that someone would talk to a judge like they're chatting with their buddies at a bar. Like seriously, you can't just roll into court acting like it's happy hour. But anyway, what I really wanted to focus on was that earlier case with the sovereign citizen. This guy was screaming on Zoom the first time around. And I mean full-on meltdown mode. It's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. And honestly, I think these sovereign citizens need to be forced to show up in person. It's way too easy to act tough and dramatic behind a screen. But face-to-face? That's a whole different story. And here's the thing. It feels like judges are starting to go soft. I get wanting to be fair, but there's a line. Some of these sovereign citizens don't need more chances. They need a wake-up call. Judges can't keep letting these clowns drag the process out. At some point, you've got to put your foot down. That's the only way to stop the courtroom from turning into a circus. All right, that's enough of my rant. I want to hear what you guys think. Was Judge Oakley being fair in that first hearing? Personally, I think he nailed it. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I love reading what you all have to say. And if you're into this kind of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I post every single day. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.